Welcome to Grammy's Kitchen. I'm Norma Zager, the Hollywood Grammy, and I'm thrilled that you're here today because I love having people cook with me in my kitchen, and especially my grandsons. There's nothing more fun than cooking with your children or your grandchildren, and you make memories that last a lifetime as well as great food. And today I've got some great recipes for you. Today we're going to make a garlic lover's egg roll. I love garlic, and I've added sirloin to it and mushrooms, and it just makes the most divine thing, and it even has a garlic cream dip. So please stay tuned for that. And then we have a question for Grammy from one of our viewers who asked us a question, and we will also get to that and answer the questions. And I hope you'll please send in a question for us as well. And then, of course, my favorite part of the show, our Kids Corner, where we do something fun for kids to make and create for themselves. And you can do it with your kids. They can do it for themselves. It's always easy. It's always fun. And it's always delicious. And today's recipe, no exception, even Elvis would love this one. So we're going to get started today with our garlic egg rolls. Please join us, and we're going to start cooking. All right, everyone, these are garlic lovers egg rolls, and the reason it is delicious and full of garlic is I roast off a garlic. And if you could find roasted garlic that's done already in your store, I say go for it. But if you can't, garlic is so easy to roast. All you have to do is just cut the clove in half, take the outer peel off, put a little bit of olive oil and a little salt on it, wrap it up in tin foil, throw it in the oven on a baking pan, and let it go at about 350 or 3 1/4 and till it's nice and soft, and then squeeze it right out of the clove. It is so easy to make, and it's delicious. So anyway, I did that yesterday because I was prepping for the show today, because I don't want you guys to be kept waiting. And I have here, first I sauteed mushrooms and onions together in a frying pan and a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter. Okay, and if you don't want to use the butter because you're watching your cholesterol or whatever they say you have to do nowadays, the doctors, you can just use the oil. Anyway, I sauteed this up, and I'm just going to turn it on a low thing, get it a little warmed up, because I also am going to add the ground sirloin. Now please, I'm telling you, I use the organic, but you don't have to. There's so many types today. You can use the organic, free range, grass-fed, whatever kind you want, you can use. I just use the organic because my daughter, the queen of organic, has trained me now. So I'm kind of trained to do it. But anyway, I sauteed up this sirloin with a little bit of onion in it and a little wine, some salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's exactly what this is. All right, these are our sauteed mushrooms with a little bit of onion. I add salt, pepper, and a pinch of thyme in here also, because thyme and mushrooms, they also love each other. And then I'm going to add my ground beef, my ground sirloin in here, and just let it all marry together nicely. Let them become friends, that's right, and go together. I have it on a low heat because everything has already been prepped and cooked. So we just want to kind of marry these two things together. This is the filling that we're making for our egg roll. And now I'm going to add my roasted garlic. This gives it such a good flavor. I'm going to add this. It's intense tasting too when you roast it. It adds to the intensity of it. And it makes it so delicious. I love garlic. If you love even more than I do, you can add as much garlic as you want. Even to show you how much I love garlic, I even add a little bit of garlic powder to this as well. That flavor of garlic is unbeatable. And people think that it's so, cooking is so hard, but honestly, it's not so hard. These are very simple things that I did here today. It doesn't take, you don't have to be a chef de cuisine to do these types of things. To brown off some sirloin and some onions and mushrooms. And then what I've done is I'm just letting them cook a little bit, marry to each other. Okay, I'm going to turn them off now. And the reason I'm turning them off is because they have to come down to room temperature before you put them into your egg roll. So we're going to let them sit for a moment and just rest and come down to room temperature before we can stuff them in the egg roll.
maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
I don't remember how it started.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Okay, while our mixture is cooling down to room temperature, I'm going to make the sauce. This is a creamy garlic sauce, and you can use it for dipping. You don't have to use it for dipping, but it's entirely up to you. I think it's delicious. And the way that I do it is I use the same pan. This is so easy because you don't have to dirty a lot of pots and pans. I use the same pan I did to saute my mushrooms, my onions, my beef, everything, so you've got all those flavors already going on in the pan, and it gives it a lot of layers and depth of flavor. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it on a medium, just a medium heat, and I'm going to add a little bit of wine. I use sherry. Always use wine, by the way, that you can cook with and drink. You don't want just wine you can cook with. You want the kind you would drink, because if you're going to cook with it, you should be able to drink it. And then I just add this to the pan, and I deglaze the pan. Deglazing the pan is very simple. Basically what you're doing is you are just getting off all of the bits from the bottom of the pan. That's all you're doing. And you're just bringing all those bits of flavor into the sauce, because deglazing really does work well. And you see, all that good flavor that sticks to the bottom, that's really good stuff to have in your flavor, in your sauce, whatever you're making. And deglazing a pan adds another layer of flavor. Never throw away the juices, and never throw away the bottom of a good pan that you've browned things in or cooked in. So now you see it's boiling up, which means the alcohol is boiling off, and it's cooking down, and that's what you want it to do. I add a little bit more garlic, because like I said, you can't get enough garlic. If you want, and I also use just a tinge of the mixture in here as well, because the onions, the beef mixture and everything, to give it more depth of flavor. And then I let it all marry together. So that's all cooking down right now, and that's all those flavors are coming together and melting. When most of the liquid is out, and right now I can see most of it is out, so that means the alcohol is evaporated. And now we're going to add heavy whipping cream, okay? Add that right into the pan, just like that. And I use the heavy cream because the nice thing about using heavy whipping cream, although it's not nice for your arteries, I get the whole thing, but once in a while, you know, I know it's bad to eat certain foods, but if you don't eat them on a regular basis, maybe you can just indulge yourself once in a while. And heavy cream is definitely one of those indulgences, but so worth it in the end. And I put the cream in, and before I put the cream in, I lower the heat because I've always told you, you mustn't cook cream on a high heat because you will break the cream and then it will never ever thicken up. You want it to be just a little bit around the edges where you see little bubbles cooking around the edges. Make sure it doesn't get too hot. And then what you have to do is let it cook. I stir it up to keep the flavors in there and make sure. I'm going to add also, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to this, give it a little bit of flavor. There we go, because we need salt for flavor in life, as we know. Okay, and then just cook it up. Now I'm just going to let it sit there, and I'm going to let it cook down until it gets thick enough to coat the bottom of a spoon, or the back of a spoon. So this is what we're going to do. Not a difficult process, but it will take a moment for it to get exactly as we want it.
Okay.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Okay, so now we have our cream sauteing with all of those other elements, the wine, a bit of the garlic and the mixture that we're using. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt in there because you know what? Without salt, life has no flavor, as we know. And cream, yes, it is an indulgence. I understand it. I get it. But if you don't indulge every day, once in a while, you're so entitled to it. And real cream makes the difference. And what the nice thing about cream is you have to cook it low and slow. You cannot, you will break it if you cook it at too high a temperature. You never want to do that. You want it just to be like simmering around, and it will thicken up for you beautifully. And you want it where it coats the back of a spoon. That's exactly the texture you're looking for. So we're just going to let it sit here, and we're going to let the cream do its thing. And we're going to let our mixture cool, and then when we come back, I'll show you how to finish up the cream sauce and build our egg rolls. Now the sauce should be ready, but I'm going to do something right now. The meat has been sitting on a plate, and the juices have been releasing onto the plate. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to add a little bit of that. That's right, see that? That little bit of meat juices adds to the flavor of our sauce. So we always want to, every bit we can do to enhance our sauce, we do things like that. Okay. Now, to finish this off, right now, it's the right texture. You see it coats the spatula, and when I go like that, yum, it has the, it's fine. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to pour this into a strainer. I'm going to pour the sauce through a strainer. And the reason I do that is to get all of the bits that are in there, the onion, the pieces of beef that we put in there for all that extra flavor. Everything will come out that way. Gently, gently, gently. Take off the bottom because that's where all the good flavor is. You can even mash it up a little bit. Okay, through the strainer. And you should have a very nice texture there. There is your sauce, strained and delicious. And then I'm just gonna, put a little hint of parsley on the top for color, just to give it that little bit of a zing. We always want to dress everything up, Everything is better a little bit dressed up. So we got our sauce, we've got it dressed. Okay, and I'm just going to move the sauce over to the counter so we can get busy and do our egg rolls. Now it's time to build our egg roll. We've made all these wonderful ingredients and even a delicious sauce for them to dip it. And now we're going to make our egg rolls. These are so much easier than you think. It isn't really difficult to make an egg roll. With this particular mixture, what I do is I use about this much. I would say that's about a tablespoon. And you put it over here on the corner. I always have the egg roll with the point facing me, okay? And then I start to roll. Now, I make it two ways, I'll be honest. Sometimes I put provolone cheese in it. I put a little slice in while I roll. Sometimes I don't. If people don't like cheese with it, then I don't. So you can make them two ways. Right now, I'm going to do it with the provolone to show you. So I put a piece of provolone cheese on top. And then I start to roll my egg roll, just like that. Roll it up about till it gets near the other corners, till the other points, and then you roll them in. Okay, so I rolled it up to about this part, and then I'm going to bring in my sides like this, and it almost looks like an envelope. And then I'm just going to continue rolling, and as I get near the end, where you get to that lip, put a little bit of water on your fingers, brush it with a little bit of water, and you have an egg roll. I should say a garlic lover's egg roll. I'm going to do another one for you just to make sure you know what I'm doing. Take and show you how easy it is. Take about a healthy tablespoon, put it in there. You could put it, make it, a little bit more if you like. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Put it in there. Put your piece of provolone cheese on top of your mixture and start to roll. And that's all you do. Just roll it up. Roll, roll. When you roll it kind of tight. You want it to be tucked in there nicely. When you get about halfway, fold in your edges like that, and it looks like an envelope. Roll it a little more, and when you get near the end, put that little bit of water on to hold it together, and there you are. There is a perfect little egg roll. And as soon as I'm done rolling all of these up, we're going to take them and fry them up in some oil. Okay, I think like two more maybe. 1, 2, 3. Take these to Arlie today. Cheese on this one for us. That's it. Nice. Fry them up. I need a platter to put them back on. Oh, actually, we're going to want to put them on something drain, right? Okay, welcome back, and now it's time to start frying up our egg rolls. And you want to have the heat as hot as you would for frying chicken, about 350. So we've got a frying pan filled with hot oil, and we're going to take our egg rolls and place them in to fry. Yeah, because we've got a little ways to go. everybody, and we're back with our finished egg rolls, and they are so yummy, and I'm going to take a bite right now. I put a little bit of the sauce on a plate, and I cut one, and I'm going to dip it in. Wow. That is so delicious. It tastes like you spend days making it. It is so yummy, and yet it's an easy recipe, basically. The ingredients are all readily available. You can find the egg roll wrappers in your grocery store, usually in the produce section. And these are absolutely wonderful. You can make them smaller for hors d'oeuvres, for when you have company, or you can make them as an appetizer, or you can make them as a first course. You know what? They even make a delicious lunch or dinner with a salad or some soup or some fruit. So please give these a try. I'm anxious to know how you like them. Also, we had a question from one of our viewers, Bonnie. Bonnie wrote in and she asked, she said sometimes she watches the cooking shows, and when the chefs are doing a cake, or they're drizzling some wine on something that they're making, a cake or a dessert, they cover the top and then they drizzle it on. Well, she was wondering, how do you get coverage that way? Because some people will get some of the wine in it and some people won't. So I figured out a way to do it a long time ago, and it's so much easier. Whenever you need wine for anything and you want to spread it over an even area, put the wine in a spray bottle. Spray it on. It's even everywhere. It goes everywhere. And nobody gets any taste without the taste of wine. So anyway, that's just a quick little tip. Thank you for asking, Bonnie. Please keep those questions coming in. We love hearing from you and your comments. So anyway, send your comments, send your questions over to Questions for Grammy, and we will give you the address later in the show. Thank you for joining me on this delicious dish. And now we're going to move over to our Kids Corner, where we're going to have a delicious treat for the kids to make and enjoy. I hope you will join me and bring the kids in too. Grammy loves the kids in her kitchen.
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived!
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Impressive!
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Titans go!
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived!
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Impressive!
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi everybody, welcome to Kids Corner. My favorite part of the show, because we're cooking with kids, and that is the best. Because they love cooking with you, they love cooking with their grandparents. It's memories made forever. And now what I'm going to do is I'll make something fun today. I'm going to make sort of an Elvis-inspired kind of dessert. And it's healthy, and it's fun, and you kids can make it yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our handy-dandy little apple sectioner, put it on top of our apple, and make our sections of apple, just like that. And then we have all these different pieces of apple. Okay, and then we'll move that to the side. And now, gee, it kind of looks like somebody's smiling, doesn't it? So what we're going to do with the apple is, we're going to put some peanut butter or some almond butter on the apple. We're going to spread it on one side of the apple, just like that. You don't have to be neat. You're not going to see it. You're just going to, it's actually, this is your glue, guys. This is what your glue is. And then we're going to put little mini marshmallows. You could see that? Right in the front, we're going to use our peanut butter or our almond butter and use it for glue. And then we have our little teeth. That's what we've got. Then we're going to put some bananas on it. That's just for Elvis because he loved peanut butter and banana sandwiches. With some more almond butter. Using this as our little glue. And then we're going to stick it together. Okay, and now we have a yummy, tasty, smiley face with teeth, delicious sweet teeth. And I know you guys are going to love this. And it's so easy to make. You saw how quick it was and how fun and easy. And it's a great snack for your lunchbox or for after school or whenever you feel like a treat. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I know you're going to love it. And I hope you'll be back next time with us on Kids Corner because it is so much fun to do all these recipes with the kids. And thank you for joining us today on our show. As always, we love having you in the kitchen. And always remember, cook with love and cook with the people you love. And you'll never go wrong and everything will always taste just wonderful. Have a great day and be well and safe until we see you again.